Hello lovelies! It is still moving in day for me, but the removers have left. Everything is in now, so oh yes, we're going to have a little drop because it's still quite chilly. This was from the estate agent, so thank you, Colin. Yeah, how lovely. What's the time? I found one of my clocks. It is 20 to 12. It is Friday the 4th of April. I'm in. So, since that last video, I said, hold on a sec, I'm just getting the cage off. Hang on, let me pull this and then I'll turn you back on. It's done. So, in the previous video, moving in day, still moving in day, I said how I'd been on the doorstep and I'd met Mrs. L from next door. I don't know if they're married. Oh no, she said husband. It was her husband picking her up. Anyway, so met her next door, and whilst the removers have been in bringing everything in, I wanted to keep out of their way, so I've been in the back garden and I filmed a bit in the back garden, which you'll see in the next video, I think. And whilst I was out there, I met my other neighbour, we're on such a slope, they're my up neighbours, and he is my down neighbour. He was out in the garden pegging out the washing. So I've met him and his dog, and at some point I will meet his wife. So that's really nice. And just now, as the removers were going, I gave them all a tip. I said, not a tip as in advice, although I did give advice. I gave them all a bit of cash and said, thank you so much. Go and get yourselves fish and chips at the bottom of the road. It's the best chippy. Go and sit on the harbour wall, eat your fish and chips, relax in the sunshine because the sun's out. Thank you very much. And they've gone off. But just as I was doing that, my new postman was walking up the street. So I've introduced myself to John, the postie. I said, oh, are you my new postman? He said, are you Vivian? My first bit of mail. I said, I certainly am. Is this from... Anyway, he said, well, your first bit of post is a bill. Is that from Wessex Water? I think it's from Wessex Water. They spelt my name the French way. Anyway, so I've met my new postie as well. Cheers, everyone. Cool, I have to go easy on this. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol since December. But, I mean, come on, today needs it, doesn't it? So what I thought we'd do today is, there are boxes, there's stuff everywhere. I don't know where my glasses are, my drinking glasses, but this is a little cup I take when I'm travelling. It's just a little melamine cup. And also I had my little pot of my hot chocolate, my sugar-free hot chocolate. So I take it with me wherever I go, just in case I need to, if I want to drink from a cup. So that will suffice. So yeah, there are boxes absolutely everywhere. But what I thought I'd do is take you around the flat a bit slower this time and tell you about my ideas for it, what's going to be happening, and then I'm going to unpack my bedding and make my bed. Right, and I hope you get a sense of, can you get a sense of it? The light is so beautiful. It was one of the big things for me in moving, was wherever I ended up, I wanted light, because I've had so much light at the cottage in the sky. The cottage in the sea also needs light. Right, let's get on, let me show you around. Well, we're going to start in the living room, and the first thing to say is you are going to hear traffic noise, and that's because these windows are ancient, it's the original ones. And they are single glazed with the thinnest glass imaginable. It's not even safety glass. So they need to be replaced. Well, the frames are completely rotten now. And also the sashes are all broken, they don't open. So that's going to be one of my first jobs, is to start getting people in to quote me to replace these. So I'm in a conservation area because I'm in the old part of the town. I think I might have to get planning permission to replace the windows. I don't see how they could refuse me permission to replace them because they are rotten, they're single glazed, it's not safety glass. If I tripped and put my arm through that, I could lacerate myself and bleed to death, half hanging out the window. Anyway, so that's one of the big jobs for this room. Oh, just to say as well, my internet is working. Woohoo! I'm delighted because that's one of those things that is going to help me to feel at home because, you know, I can get on with work. That's great. But I've got the blinds sort of 3/4 open and lovely light. I'm going to have to put my back to it for you to get a sense of the light. Okay, so for the rest of the room, grandfather clock is in pieces still. So the plan here is, so there's a radiator along that wall. Obviously you can't see it because of the boxes. So I don't really want to put furniture in front of it. A, I don't want to block the heat. And B, you know, some of my older wooden furniture will warp. So that's going to have an easy chair, or maybe my thoughts on chair. In this alcove, it's a slight change of plan because I hadn't realised how shallow the alcoves are. But that's going to be floor to picture rail height, a built-in bookcase. It'll protrude a little. Don't know where I'm going to put my bureau yet. In this alcove, which is narrower, as in narrower, and also shallow, this one I'm going to build out quite a bit more. So the idea is on the bottom to build it up to about, I guess it will come to about 60, 75 centimetres or so, is to have a cupboard that's in two halves. One half to house my sewing machine, the other half, I'm not sure yet what. Then to have a surface, so it's protruding, but then to set back and it to be, again, shelving up to the picture rail. So I'll have plenty of space for my books, but also a few bits of ornaments, trinkets. I don't have much by way of that, but also that cupboard space underneath for sewing machine and possibly other bits. There's no fire here, the chimneys are capped. Now, one of the big jobs I have to do it up here, is this needs to have an air brick put in. It's going to be a horrible and messy job because it's going to be knocking through into the old flue, which will be filthy dirty. So I want to get that job done as soon as possible, get the dirty stuff out of the way. So that's what I mean. There are quite a lot of jobs, and in terms of the shelves, they will almost certainly be the last things to be built. Therefore, the books are going to be packed for ages. I'm going to get all my books out of the boxes and repack because I saw how they got packed, and some of them are on their spines and they need to be flat. So I'm not going to put a fire in here. I don't like fake fires. That's just a personal thing. I don't like fake anything. So it's just going to be, I'm not sure what will go in there yet, something decorative maybe. I am thinking though, along the top, to get some sort of piece of reclaimed wood, like a beam, something like that, to put on there, to just kind of as a nod to the old mantelpiece, you know, fire surround mantelpiece, just as a bit of a nod to it. And also then that's somewhere where I can have pictures and, you know, have my candles and hang my stocking. Oh yes, because of course this is the perfect room, isn't it, for a Christmas tree. Okay, so some sort of nod to a mantelpiece. Not quite sure yet. I will be going to reclamation yards to see what sort of wood I can find and thinking about what would be right for there. So there'll be shelves there, and like I said, the radiator here, so I'll just have an armchair. And then over here I'm going to have the sofa. Now this sofa is dead on its feet. It's been dead for ages. So I've already chosen a sofa, and I'm going to be using the money that you have all. I'm going to have a sip of me Prosecco. Hang on a sec. Yay, cheers. Fizzy Wizzy, let's get busy. Yeah, I'm going to use some of the, well, I'm going to use all of the money that I have via my little coffee thing, where you've been putting your tips in the tips jar. Thank you. So, yes, I've already chosen a sofa here. I'm just going to measure up again because it's slightly longer than this one to make sure I'm happy with the size. I think eventually the grandfather clock is going to go here. I will get a clock. I need to find a clock specialist in the area to look after it. But I love, there are little features in here. So the house was built in 1900 and you can see how they're just nodding towards Edwardian with little details like this. It's much, the Edwardians with all their sort of embellishments and say, for instance, with all the mouldings, everything got lighter in touch, finer and lighter than the Victorians had been. So yeah, I love little features like that. Gorgeous. So yes, clock, new sofa. I think actually I might end up with the bureau behind the door, but I don't know where I'm then going to put my glass cabinet. Oh dear, I don't have room for my furniture. I don't have a lot of furniture, but anyway, so let's go into the bedroom now. Just having another slug. You can see straight away it's a darker room. Actually, the blinds are completely shut at the top. It is a darker room. Let me stand with my back to what little light there is. Oh, but this, I'm loving it. Window seat. Let me sit in the window seat. Oh, that's better. So I have been looking at wallpapers for 6 months because I felt that this room, it could take a wallpaper and it could take a little bit of colour and a little bit of warming up. So originally, get this, I was looking at yellows wallpaper. I saw some really lovely sort of chinoiserie yellow papers where it's sort of a mustardy yellow background with sort of sprigs of blossom and that sort of thing. I had loads of different papers bookmarked, but I kept coming back to the same one, and I thought, well, it's speaking to me, I want to have it, it's obviously the one that's meant to be. So I'm going to go with it. It's very pretty, it's very cottagey, it's very traditional. I will show it to you when it comes, but it's got tones of blue and a little bit of green in it. So I think it's a Laura Ashley, so it's a bit more expensive than I wanted to pay, but I love it and it keeps speaking to me. So otherwise, yeah, obviously keep the bed away from the rad. I might actually bring it over a little bit more so there's just a bit more space there, but then the plan will be, I want to keep that clear. I'm actually going to make a pad for the window there to sit on. I think this window needs replacing too. This one does at least open, but again it's really thin glass, so it will need replacing, but I'm hoping that I can keep all of the original surround. Partly I'm hoping I can keep it because then I can get the room decorated pretty quickly before the window gets replaced. If the whole thing has to be replaced, obviously I won't decorate because then the paper will get ripped. Also, then the thinking is, oh, am I going to paper up to the picture rail and leave it white above, or picture right to the ceiling? I don't know. I think just to the picture rail. And furniture-wise, I'm just squeezing my way around here. Then I'm going to find a wardrobe to go there. And I've just brought this is the stand I had my sort of DVD and screen on. I don't know where my DVD screen is. I'd like to find it though, because I think tonight I'd like to just flop on the sofa with the DVD. I've just put it there for now to put my clothes on, but yes, find a chest of drawers. I would like quite a deep and tall chest of drawers, really quite big, to get everything in, and then that means I can leave this whole area clear. I mean, I suppose my blanket box could stay in here. But yeah, that's the plan for in here. The wallpaper, just to say, it's really, if I show you, right, here's a light switch so I can give you some scale. It's made up of diamonds about this sort of size, but each side of the diamond, it's trailing, it's like a little vine trailing, and then in the middle is a little rose. It's really, really, really sweet, and it's, like I said, it's a sort of pale blue and a pale sage colour. And I think it's going to be just enough colour for this room so it won't overwhelm the room on a white background. It's like an off-white, an antique white. It's on an off-white background, so it won't overwhelm the room, but it will make it feel really snug and cosy and pretty and cottagey and lovely. Oh, and in terms of window treatment, oh, don't go straight at the light. Let's carry on. In terms of the window treatment, I have got a really special idea for that I have been saving bits for a long time, and I can't wait to share that with you. So, now this, just in the course of this morning, it's become really apparent. These steps really are too steep. Not so much the first one down, but definitely the second one. So, it's a little bit awkward, but I am going to look at having another step. It's going to protrude, which isn't ideal, but there we go. Now the bathrooms, both the bathrooms, sorry, let's pop the lavvy lid down. I don't actually need to see into my lavvy. I hate the decor in here, absolutely hate it. It's all tiles, it's hard, it's cold, it's dark colours, this drab, and then this black on the size of the sink. I really, really passionately loathe it. I hate the window as well. That's a nice 1970s job, isn't it? This room will get a makeover, but much further down the line, because it's perfectly functional, it works, it's clean, it's tidy, I can live with it, but not for too long. I mean, look, the thing is, I'm hoping to live here for 20 plus years. Why live with something you hate if you can do something about it? But it's not a priority. This can be saved for. So the kitchen, the most important room of the house. So something else I've done today as well, a bit of an inventory. I'm going to wind you up. Oh, let's put the light on and bring you up. So, for example, I don't like this track light, I want recessed lights. So one of my jobs is going to be to go around the whole flat and look at the electrics and think about socket placement, socket placements in all the rooms. I've already done it in the living room, in the bedroom. Light switches are things where I want them. Do I want to change them? Get a list of all the electrical jobs I want doing, because then hopefully I can get someone in to do everything and get one quote to do everything, and hopefully it's cheaper than just doing lots of little bits and bobs of jobs, every couple of months having someone come in to move a switch. Get it all done in one go, one price, one quote. It should be cheaper. So in the previous video I was kind of mentioning about the kitchen is fairly new. I know it was put in either 6 or 7 years ago. It's a perfectly good kitchen, and I know people might think you'd be mad to touch it because it's perfectly good. But again, I hate it. I don't understand a black counter in a north-facing kitchen. It's just cold and hard. So the kitchen is going to change quite a bit, but not the layout. I don't need a dishwasher, so again, this is an electrics job. Get someone in to get that out, and with the electrics. I don't like the extractor hood. I hate extractor hoods. That can come out. Again, that's a job for an electrician. Now, originally I was thinking that I'd replace everything, but I've been looking at those, those companies that they just replace the door fronts and the worktop. I think that would be more economical, so that's what I'm going to look at doing. But this kind of glossy grey, it doesn't really pick up on camera. It's not for me. I want a cream shaker style. Again, it might be that I keep the carcasses and just change the doors. And if I do, where this comes out, quite simply what I probably do is build some shelves in there for pans and what have you, and then have a little curtain. Do one of my little curtain things again, because I do like my curtain in the kitchen. Then the plan will be for the worktop, I'm going to go back to butcher's block. It's so hard wearing. It's warm, it's friendly, it's lovely. The sink, I don't know how much you can see. I got all my plants out because, hold on a sec, they tipped over in the box and they were looking a bit unhappy. But can you see between the hob and the drainer, there's hardly any work surface. So get rid of this sink and this drainer. I'm going to see if I can bring the sink just up to here, and then that can all be work surface. And then, much as I had in my London flat, just have a little butler sink. It's the small one from IKEA, it works perfectly well. And then I can either drain here or drain there, but not have the drainer there all the time. You all know by now that I hate uppers, so this is going to go. It might, I might keep it for now though. If I take it off the wall, because it's only half depth, can you see it's just half depth? For now I can take it off. If I get rid of any of this, I'm going to try and recycle it. I might try and sell some of it, but for now that can come off, and it could, for now, go in the chimney breast. A bit of extra storage. But if you remember, it's down here somewhere. Oh, there we go. This is my shelves from the bathroom. The plan is, I'll take these off because I don't need the towel rail under it. Oh, that one's fallen off. I don't need the towel rail. This is the bottom side. So the plan is that those shelves are going to come up on this wall. So I've got my kind of open pantry shelving again, which I just like it, because then when I'm cooking and doing stuff, everything is to hand. So the dishwasher being gone will create an extra cupboard. Under the sink, I might be using for refuse. Get some of that Prosecco down, you girl. Oh, and the mad thing for me is I've got drawers. I've got kitchen drawers. I've never had kitchen drawers before. No, I did in my previous flat. So, wood worktop, white butler sink, no drainer. Give myself some more workspace. Dishwasher gone, hood gone, brilliant. Oh, and top cabinet's gone, great. That tidies this side up and cheers it up. Just while we're on this side, as we go into the utility room. So I've just got all my garden stuff in here for now. That will become more, I'll explain that more when you see the gardening video, which will be the next one. But I'm going to have, I think I'm going to put one more shelf in. I could put two actually. So a bit more shelving. And this can be for all my sort of cleaning stuff, bits and bobs, spare jam jars and preserving jars and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, done, again, not with the black. I don't want black wood. I'd rather have wood shelves. And where this wood is here, while I'm at it with this is the end of one of the kitchen countertop. If this is all butcher block, then also have a piece of butcher block over here, again, just to warm it up. So I'll have my washing machine there, and then on the top I can have my basket for taking my laundry out to the garden, basket for gathering laundry, what have you. Oh, I've just realised I've missed a space. And then I'm going to shelve that out as well, possibly, I'm not quite sure. What I forgot to mention, where did I leave my Prosecco? Come on everybody, have a look. Oh, there we go. I've got to be careful. Because it has been a long time. Yeah, what I forgot to mention, I'm going to step back into the bathroom to make this more obvious. This understairs cupboard, it's really quite tall. What a useful space. Now, there are two pipes that run through it. Don't know where they go to, don't know what they're for, I'm not going to mess with them. Let me open up the top as well. Now, obviously, at the very, very, very top, I don't want to put, you know, daily use stuff up there. So the idea is that on one side of it, actually it's so deep, it's really quite deep, it's much deeper than I realised. It's a bit damp down there. So yeah, the plan is I was going to shelve out on the back, but just do half so that the other side is free to take long things like ladders and what have you. But actually I could shelve out the entire back and still get long stuff. But never mind shelving it out. This is what I want to talk about. Hoopla. You see where I've got these two sort of normal height doors, and then it continues. What I want to do is go to a reclamation yard and see if I can find a pair of doors that will go from as near to the top as possible all the way down in wood, in some sort of wood. So they're not painted. I'm thinking along the lines of, you know, maybe old cinema doors, or yeah, some basically very big doors, because I just think a bit of wood there will warm the space up. But that's again, that could be a project that takes 3 or 4 years to find the perfect doors. So one of the things is to get my face known at the reclamation yards and the auction houses, become a nuisance, bug them to find me what I'm looking for. But I just think that would be great if I can get a pair of reclaimed doors on there. Also, I need some sort of grab rail above these stairs. And again, I'm thinking, friends of mine bought one years ago, and it was the handle. So imagine, and it was a cinema. It was a handle. It was really long. It was brass, and then it came over and curled around and round. It's sort of an Art Nouveau. And I was thinking that kind of handle, but turned on its side, would then be a brilliant grab handle for here. So yeah, an old cinema door handle as a grab rail. Brilliant. Pair of reclaimed doors. Brilliant. So then, yeah, this other side of the kitchen is where I'm looking to really enjoy myself. Fridge freezer in that corner. I've got this lovely little old built-in here. I actually don't mind the colour. I thought I'd maybe want to paint it more of a French blue, but I quite like it. Oh, and there's a slab of marble that's been left. Oh yeah, great. That can go in my food cupboard. Yeah, so this is going to be essentially for all my crockery. So if you remember back in London, where I've got my bowls and bits and pieces and all my lovely vintage crockery, how lovely to have all my crockery together, but some of it in essence will be sort of slightly on display. That'd be nice. And then right at the top I can put all my lovely jugs and bits up there. Now at the moment my table is folded up. I'd like eventually this table to end up in the living room as my desk. The table that's my desk at the moment is going to become a potting bench in the garden, because what I'd like for here is a longer table, like a table that could sit 6. So it's going to come out lengthways to stick into the room. So I use this end on a day-to-day basis, whether it's food prep, eating, sitting and writing, whatever it is. But it's sort of tucked out of the way. But then if I've got friends, I need to step back again so you can see the whole room. If I've got friends over, so obviously this wouldn't be here, I can pull the table out, turn it through 90 degrees and have a long table with enough to seat 6 as a sort of a proper dining scenario for when I have friends and visitors. Yay! So that's almost it. Oh, and then finally, Esther, the plan for the bathroom, because rather like the lavatory, it's all, look, I know the shower needs to be tiled, obviously, to be watertight, but it's the colours, they're cold colours, there's greys, and then to have the entire room, hello, to have the entire room tiled, it's just not my taste. So yes to having tiles for the shower, but then where the shower stops and you see that the wall just kicks back, so I keep the tiles. But then for the rest, and then continuing, I can't close the door at the moment, continue around here, I'd rather just have, I don't know, tongue and groove again, maybe some tongue and groove. This sink I hate, it's modern and I really don't like it, but it will probably stay because it's perfectly good. I don't like single taps. I want a cold tap and a hot tap. Same in the kitchen. The kitchen tap is definitely going to change because I don't like mixer taps. I know my American friends think I'm weird. It's like, why do you want 2 different taps? Because I want to know what I'm going to get. I want to know it's going to be cold or hot. So yeah, but like I said with the lavatory, the bathroom, it is perfectly, it's perfectly adequate. And I'm not going to spend money on it right now because it is adequate. The fact that I hate it is neither here nor there. I don't spend a lot of time in either the lavatory or the bathroom. Going in for another slug. But I do spend an awful lot of time in the kitchen. So I am prepared. You know, it's all been part of my budgeting. I'm prepared to spend a bit of money on the kitchen because I spend so much time here. I love being in the kitchen and I really want it to be a beautiful, warm, cosy, happy place for, for friends to gather around my table. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. I think Richard and Paul might be the first ones down here. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just can't wait to have people here. So anyway, enough of that. Oh, I put the beautiful flowers. Aren't they gorgeous? From the estate agent Colin. I can't find a vase for the moment, but I could find my old watering can, so they're in that. Right, hang on, bringing you back round. I need to sit down. There's been a lot of, as you can imagine, and do you remember these little chairs I bought as a pair? Now, don't they look at home in here? Don't they look like they were absolutely made to be in this kitchen? Remember, when I was buying... Oh, let's have a seat. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, yeah. My knees. Which way for the light? There we go. Oh, it's quite a bright light. Yeah. Any buying I've done in the last few months, of course, I knew where I was buying for. And even before I'd found this property, I kind of knew that I was going to end up down here in a cottage of some description. So... everything that got bought in London for staging or whatever, the flat there, it's like, actually, that's for using when I move. Yay, it's all worked. So, there's so much I want to talk about. There's so much I want to tell you. I've got, oh my goodness, the bills, that's difference in bills, cost of living, oh my goodness, all of that, that's coming. Things like the difference between shopping here and shopping back in London, how food shopping, how different that's going to be, making new friends, socialising, circulating, how that's going to be. Just 1,000,001 plans and 1,000,001 things to share with you. So to now pace myself. And I think the most important thing for the rest of today will be, I'm set up for work. The computer is on. I'm going to go and set up the bedroom. Empty, pardon me, that's the Prosecco, empty my bits and bobs in the bathroom because I think, I'm not sure how the rest of today is going to go. I think I might want to just flop for now. Unpack the bedroom a bit, clothes, the bedding. But otherwise, it's going to be a case of, I don't know where my DVD screen is. I was going to say, watch a DVD tonight. I don't know where the screen is. But yeah, I think for the rest of today, I'm going to measure up and order things like the washing machine, the fridge freezer, the sofa, do my meter readings, my first day meter readings, but not really do much by way of unpacking. Once I've emptied the kitchen boxes and I'm ready to start putting away, I think I might turn the camera back on and, yeah, chat through all the kitchen stuff and my rationale for everything. Where's it gone? It's here. This is that same first class. I'm only having sips. But I said to the estate agent when he gave it to me, I said, I don't know where my glasses are. And he said, oh, just neck it. A lad after my own heart, after all that hassle he's given me. But I think it was driven by the seller, rather than him. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Let me just show you one last thing before we go. A picture has been left on the wall. I don't know if it was by accident or on purpose, but it's very sweet and I shall keep it here unless they ask for it back. Hang on, we're going to have trouble with reflections. So that's Ballard down. Grandma and Grandad lived kind of here. My sister's ashes are down here. This is a field just up behind my house. being ploughed. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that's a really rather beautiful note to leave you on. I'm going to have to get used to the play of light in this flat in terms of, you know, if I stand here, suddenly I'm in full, it's like being back at the kitchen in London, I'm in full silhouette almost. If I stand here, oh yeah, there's good light, you can see me. It's going to be fun to find it all out, and I'm going to find it all out and explore it all with you right by my side watching. Thank you, lovelies. So until the next one I'm going to show you around the little garden. It's actually a little bit bigger than I remember, which is great. So until then, please, happy landings to those of you who are landing. Stay well, and I'll see you really soon. Cheerio.